Hello and welcome to the Mountain of Mind podcast. I'm your host Joe, joined as always by Mr. Dara McCann.
Thank you.
And our special guest today is Mr. Dada5000. How are you doing, Dada?
Hey, I'm blessed, guys. Pleasure to be a part of your podcast.
Thanks very much for coming on. So, as always, I suppose the best place to start is at the start. Obviously, you've been fighting your whole life, Dada, but where did your love for fighting really begin?
Well, growing up inside a very tough environment, in Miami, Florida, Perrine, was very difficult because it's like no one had anything. So if someone seen you with something, they had the mind frame that it was better to take than to earn, right? So it wasn't so much as that, hey, no, you had to be tough, because your parents worked hard to get you nice things, not to let somebody else take those things away from you. Because they take those things away from you. Now you're gonna get, a shellacking when you come back to the house anyway. So you say, hey, listen, I might as well go on and do what I gotta do here, because hey, it was survival of the fittest, only the strong survive, and that's the story of a lot of individuals, down on this side. And then they find out, hey, listen, I'm pretty good at this. And then they take their game to that next level.
I suppose, when you work hard for something, you have to protect it at all costs if you're in that situation, really, isn't it?
There you go.
I suppose you found a great way of marketing that skill you have. Would you say you prefer the backyard style fighting or the organized MMA style fighting?
Well, keep one thing in mind, right? That bare knuckle is the birth. Bare knuckle gave birth to boxing and MMA or any other glove sport. Before the gloves were on, they were off, right? We're talking about taking this thing back to the Roman Colosseum days, when they used to duke it out, sometime to the death for the kings and queens and the entertainment of the noble citizens, So bare knuckle fighting been around for eons and centuries, What I did was I just revolutionized the way that individuals, look at it to this day. You have individuals like Kimbo Slice who started it by accident, right? And it was like, oh man, you got something here. But creative minds never take a day off. And creative minds is a terrible thing to waste. So instantly I identified with this on a bigger scale. And that's what I did. I created a league. When people say, hey, at some point in history, they said that horses will one day become obsolete, right? The Amish still use horses to this day as a form of travel. People ride horses for sport, for transportation. But at some point, people couldn't see it. If I would have told people when I started this back in 2007, been around for a while, that one day bare knuckle fighting will be obsolete like how horses is today, people couldn't see it. But look at where we're at today, and we're just getting started. So to answer your question, bare knuckle is the purest form of hand-to-hand combat. Forbes calls it the next billion-dollar sport. That's where everybody's trying to get involved with it, but we're comfortably at the top. We pioneered and revolutionized the way that America look at extreme combat sports today.
We know bare knuckle is banging at the moment for like BKFC, and there's multiple organizations now that are really putting on some great shows when it comes to bare knuckle,
Yes. The thing to it is this. Don't think for 1 second that those guys have not pulled pages from out of my playbook. When Kimbo Slice, we all know who Kimbo is, when he fought the guy, Big D, and he messed his eye up, the first fight that went global, tell me who on this planet was hotter than Kimbo Slice at that time? Nobody. None of these other guys were around. They were doing regular 9-to-5s. Then I came up because me and Kimbo we're both from the same place, Perrine, same school buses, same high schools, elementary schools, junior high schools, the whole 9 yards. So I knew him from when we were both like this. So it was a no-brainer when I seen where this thing was going because we're all in arm's reach of each other in the same community. No one was hot as him. So I came up right under him and created a league. And people said, Dada, you're taking the sport back 10 years. Now, these same hypocrites are the main ones that say, oh, wow, bare knuckle, yay, 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 you know. But we're the originators. We are the creators. These guys are opportunists. From your BKFCs and from everybody else who's trying to do it, they know who Dada5000 is. You know what I'm saying? I just took the polish off, they're going to do it over, and the red hair. The world know who Dada5000 is, you know? So at the end of the day, it's like, this cannot be denied. You can't make this up, you know? These guys are trying to create a space to operate in. You know what I'm saying? I was born with the gift of gab, you know, with the creativity, you know? Yeah, Kimbo did it, but I brought the world out. 1, 2 Emmys in my backyard. Front page, National Geographic, Rolling Stones, Miami Times, Washington Post, Sun Sentinel, you know, Netflix, Dogfight, Mega, you know? So it's like the list go, Vice Media, you know, Maxim, you know, ESPN, you know, Mike and Mike, you name it. We smashed those numbers. So now millions of people caught wind of what Dada5000 them got going on down here. Listen, the people that we had come out to the backyard, they traded their suits and ties in for baseball hats and tennis shoes to come down to sunny South Florida to witness history in the making. And boy, did they have a blast, you know? And this is what we do, you know? And at the end of the day, these guys are just, you know, carbon copies. You know, I don't knock them, the more the merrier, but, you know, when I turn up, you know, it's like they're going to dissolve, you know, and we're talking about, you know, 5,000. You know, your oven only goes to 350, 400, and that gets hot, right? So if you look at 5,000 degrees, what's hotter than 5,000 degrees? The sun, you know, and that's what we're going to be burning like. We're going to be hot as the sun.
It's only getting bigger.
Everyone's hopping on the trend now, like UFC 4, probably now SLVA Sports with the whole Masvidal thing. The first thing they added was a backyard mode now, where you can fight in the backyard.
At first, great question. Well, great presentation. At one point, no one wanted anything to do with the backyard. I've sent several guys pro from the backyard. A couple of them are still in MMA and UFC, etc. They didn't listen. I'm sitting back, and one that stands out is Bruce Leroy, right?
Alex Caceres.
Yes. He fought in my backyard. You know,
did he?
And, oh yes.
No
You can pull up Bruce versus Chocolate on YouTube. You know, and he fought in my backyard, and he told me, he was like, Dada, we can't mention that. We'll get fined. We can't mention you. We can't speak about backyard on their platform because now we're giving you shine. People will go and research you like, oh, wow, you know, this, that, or third, and they're not going to do that. But all of a sudden, you know, now that they can capitalize off of it, like how the government is doing marijuana and other things, we're going to legalize it. So when bare knuckle is hot, we're going to jump on that bandwagon, you know? And, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm not mad. I'm not tripping, but, you know, they know exactly who I am, regardless if they play naive or be oblivious, you know. Hey, real, I'm raw, I'm authentic, and you can't mention bare knuckle fighting nowhere on God's green earth if Dada5000 name is not in your opening sentence.
Seems like it's only a matter of time before UFC will be knocking on your door looking for a slice of the Trigon, has become very famous at the moment.
Yes. Listen, boxers and wrestlers have always fought in the squared circle, the ring, right? MMA fighters have always fought inside the octagon. So this is what I say, that creative minds are a terrible thing to waste, and creative minds never take a day off. I'm always thinking. And I said, people have done this. So now that we're taking this to a whole nother level, you know, what could I do? How could I wow the world? How could I bring that shock value to the business? So I went to reviewing shapes, sizes. You got the hexagon, the pentagon. You have the ring, the squared circle, the circle, all these things, right? The most powerfulest shape on the planet is a triangle. Triangle. We have 3 equal sides of pure mayhem. We give the fighters something else to look to focus on other than their opponent. And that's not letting their opponent gain position. If you get wedged into that corner by somebody with a good jab, it could be shouting out at the office for you. It's game over, like on your last strike with Miss Pac-Man. Now, I tell you something else. I've been wearing this haircut for years, for years. Over 15 years, right? Now, I need to get my haircut, but you see here, right? You see these shapes?
Yeah.
This is an upside down triangle. Those are the things that make you say, how long have Dada5000 been sitting on this? Since day one, I had these triangles, but if I would have put them right side up, you would have figured it out. Whoa, this dude's got triangles. But because I put them upside down, that's a crazy hairstyle. You see what I'm saying? They fucking with a madman and a genius intertwined into one. Listen, I will outdo any promoter on this planet. That's your Dana White. Those are your Bob Arums. Those are your Bellators, your Hogans,
Scott Coker.
your Scott Cokers. Listen, when I was in the backyard, I didn't have no money. I didn't have no team of individuals that were, pulling strings from me. I didn't have no big shots, that I could call to get favors. I had grassroots tactics, and we was doing this back when the internet was not even the internet. I'm talking like feet on the ground, boots on the floors, handing out flyers all over the place, stapling up posters. We had MySpace, and I damn sure wasn't on it. So this was homegrown. The foundation was really built to support a 20-ton, building, which I'm building now. We're not done, you know what I'm saying? And now that we're at the Hard Rock, man, come on, man. Listen, from the backyard to the Hard Rock, especially the Hard Rock here in Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, the guitar, we're at the Hard Rocks all over the world. With the flexibility to do other things like May 15th, get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen, May 15th at the Miami Fairgrounds. Dada5000 BYB Extreme, we're going to bring the best show that you've ever seen in your life. We're talking bare knuckle. And then we're back at the Hard Rock. And I'm going to tell you something else. If the people didn't think that Dada5000 was not returning, not as a promoter, but as a participant, you're sadly mistaken. Kimbo Slice is gone. I'm the last one left. The phone has been blowing off the hook. Emails, text messages, Dada5000, when are you coming back? The people's champ. I aim to please. So I got to suit up very soon. Promotion's coming to a TV, iPad, cell phone, radio channel near you. And it's gonna be like the second coming, and the people are gonna love it.
Are you looking forward to getting back in there?
Definitely, is only right. You've had people that how can I put it? You have people that will love to see poetry in motion. Carnage at its finest. When you say, hey, you ever seen a gorilla fight? Well, I bet you it ain't pretty. But long as my hand is raised at the end of that brawling victory, the job was done successfully. I'm not a boxer. You know, I'm not a technician. They could say, oh, his style is crazy, it's unorthodox, but it's brutal and it's savage. And I'm coming in and I'm attacking. We brawl. That's what we do. We brawl here, you know? And brawl is a part of my everyday. And I come in and I hit the hurt, left or right, you know? And I'm coming out with a vengeance. You know, right now I'm working with the best trainers, you know, and it's only right, you know, that I'm here at the Hard Rock, and I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, give the fans a treat and grace the Trigon that came from this creative mind, you know? So not only are we doing the marketing and the promotions, we are the promoters. And Dada5000 is getting back inside the ring. What more could you ask for? You know? And listen, the real winners are the fans that get a chance to see these events in person. You know? We have slap. Are you familiar with the slap competitions that they see in Russia and stuff like that?
Crazy.
So we've partnered up with Amaran 495 and the rest of those guys over at Stone Faces TV, you know, and we got slaps a part of the card, bare knuckle. You know, this is, you know what I'm saying, something that the world don't want to miss. So, you know, they could go to BYBExtreme.com and get your tickets now for May 15th.
All links will be in the description for everything you're talking about anyway. So
that's what's up.
Is it safe
and
to
another
say?
Thing, huh?
Sorry, no, go on ahead.
When you look at combat sports, right? No one has ever gotten killed in bare knuckle. Knock on wood. People have gotten killed in boxing. People have gotten killed in MMA, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Right? This is the question for you. Why have people got killed in boxing and in MMA?
I seen Joe Rogan talk about it on one of his podcasts, actually, about bare knuckle and thing. He was in favor for MMA fighters using bare knuckle. He thinks, well, his evaluation of it was that it's actually safer to use your bare knuckle. So if you have 14 ounces on your hand, you know, that's cushioning a blow. That's just, you could probably hit someone 10 times with a 14-ounce glove and like it won't really rock them. But if you hit them once, or twice with a bare knuckle, they're gonna go out cold, you know? It saves that repeated damage to the head.
Exactly. The gloves are made to protect my hand, not my opponent's face. Look at it. Copy box punch stat numbers. In a boxing match, you have 900 punches thrown, 300 power shots, 200 jabs, body shots, overhands. That's a lot of times you're getting your bell rocked in a fight. We're not talking about multiple fights over multiple careers. That's why these guys come out and like Josh Dempsey, shout out to Josh Dempsey, you know, Muhammad Ali, you know, Riddick Bowe, the list goes on and on, you know? So it's like, that's a lot of punches. MMA is less punches, but still it's brutal. Bare knuckle, if you don't know how to throw a correct punch, you could break your hand, you know? Yeah. It's less punches, you know, it's more exciting, you know, it got a lot of oohs and ahs, thrills and chills, you know what I'm saying, to electrify and ignite, you know what I'm saying, the viewing audience and the audience that are around the world. So when you look at it, your brain is inside like a bowl, a sea of, you know what I'm saying, connected, kinetic fluids and tissues, right? So therefore, if you spin around too fast, you get dizzy, right? Now imagine you getting hit and your brain is swooshing from side to side, slamming against that firewall. That's what triggers the concussions. That's why the NFL, you know, was so big on, you know, modifying the helmets because of the high rate of concussions. You're leading with your head. Don't lead with your head, lead with your shoulder, because they understand how serious this has become. And it's the same thing, you know? So with us, you know, we provided, you know, gloves for the wrist support. They come from here to here. It stabilizes your wrist to stop your wrist from flicking, right? So this is like this, but from here to here is still exposed. But we care about our fighters that much that we want to invest inside of their careers, you know? And a lot of guys, they just use blue and red tape. No, we'll use that too, but we're going to give our guys that wrist support that they need as well.
It's all about safety, really, and you'd never, from an outsider looking at it, you'd never think bare knuckle boxing was all about safety. I think it's mad that it's more safe.
Yeah, it is, and you know, regardless if I get the credit, you know, that I've earned, not so much as what I deserve. You know, I'm a firm believer. You don't get what you deserve; you get what you negotiate in this lifetime. You know, and I think that I did a pretty good job, you know, with taking bare knuckle off the ground, putting it in a position that it can be appreciated and viewed and identified with worldwide. You know, so when you look at these other organizations that you stated, you know, hey, listen, my words, my actions, you know, out of the backyard sparked a thought in their mind to make them want to do what it was that I've been doing, you know. But at the end of the day, the only problem that I got with any of them is, you know, pay homage. It's okay. You can speak my name. Everybody know where you got it from. Dada5000 in the backyard. Kimbo Slice came out in 05-06. I dominated the first sanctioned bare knuckle was with that first league that you said in 2018. Where the fuck were they when I was doing my thing in 07? Kicking ass and taking names. You know what I'm saying? Bringing great content to the world today. I got content that goes back, making headlines, front page from 07, 08. None of these guys can show you no documentation that they were doing anything of the sort back in those days. And
That's the force.
Numbers, men lie, numbers don't. You know, and the only thing that I'm saying is, you know, give homage and pay respect where respect is due. I did it for Kimbo. I told the world on the national stage it wouldn't be no Dada5000 if it wasn't for Kimbo Slice. I gave him his rose while he was still here, his credit, you know, and that's what real people do. That's what real men do, you know. I mean, dude, everybody know who you are, you know. I started out with you guys. I just took that, expounded on it, and went a different route. And look at us now. People said, Dada5000, you crazy. You're nuts if you think bare knuckle fighting is gonna blow up. Well, look at us today. Most of them individuals are no longer here. But if they was, you know, I would want to see if they would want to say, hey, I was wrong. You did it, you know? And again, you know, this is what we do. We're revolutionaries when it comes to extreme reality, you know? And most of the individuals, they're not thinkers, they're not creators, you know? They will wait till you do all of the work, right? When I was doing bare knuckle fighting in the backyard, when it was illegal, you know, I took all the risk, right? All of the hey, I'm coming to arrest you. Everything associated with it that people was not wanting to get involved with, they're gonna stay back because they were scared, you know? I took all the chances. I did all the work. I took all the risk. You know what I'm saying? I took the good with the bad. And now that it's no more danger, this is these guys looking both ways before they cross that road because they don't want no part of the trouble that could be coming. Now that it's safe, all these damn guys want to come out. But where were they when I was standing by myself fighting for a cause? That's why I can't respect them.
we know it was like, that was the first real like fighting boom on the internet, you know, as you said, like in the early days of YouTube, the most viewed, never mind like UFC or GSP or Anderson Silva or any of this, it was Kimbo Slice and like people like him versus Sean Gannon and people like that absolutely breaking each other up. Like it was probably the biggest thing in the mid 2000s was bare knuckle. And then like you seen people like Dana White trying to discredit it by, remember when bringing in Sean Gannon and feeding him to a wrestler.
So he's a fucking hypocrite. Dana White is a fucking hypocrite. And don't chop it. Put it out there. I said it. He's a fucking hypocrite. Listen, if I down something and I see value in it after I said it, okay, I'm not going to say, yo, I was fucking wrong. You know, I'm just going to go on and make that move. And I'm going to bring him in. Needless to say, it didn't work out with Shannon. But he gave Kimbo a very hard time. Just to bring Kimbo in and have the highest ratings ever to this day on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
So this fight, it's crazy, man.
We know everyone that talked about Kimbo and the Ultimate Fighter, you know. I remember I seen Brendan Schaub talking about him, and they were saying, like you see this big mad cunt on telly trying to knock people out, and he says he's such a nice person as well, you know. And you hear that a lot from people talking about Kimbo, you know, that he was kind of big friendly giant as well.
Listen, he was a good guy. The industry turned him into something else. Because your loyalty lies with the one that pays you. So, you know, if you got people around you just constantly telling you this is the way that you need to move, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, you're a star now. So nothing else matters. So the people that you used to be cool with in the hood, you see them whenever you come back to the hood, but it's our job to make that fewer between versus anything. You know, so it's our job to remove you, you know, and I said this a while back. I said, yo, you know, make your money, elevate, you know, that's not the problem. The problem that I had, as well as a lot of people, he never came back. Not to talk to the kids, not to speak at schools, computers. It's not like he's paying for it, but he was such a popular guy. You know, he'd got that stuff donated for free. He couldn't do no wrong. He was there. He was that guy. You know what I'm saying? He was all of our guys. You know, and he's no longer here. You know, died at a really young age. You know, no one's seen that coming. But RIP to him and God bless his family. But I'm here. And we're going to keep this train moving. And we're going to spearhead this right into the heart, the center, the core of the universe.
Would you say that branding and fame and fortune is where your rivalry with your famous rivalry with Kimbo started?
I'll tell you like this. Me and him was cool. Before the fame, right? The fame is a drug. Fame is a bitch, you know? And if you're not careful, it will consume you to the point that you will probably not even know who you are. But it was more than just Kimbo. Kimbo, you know, was being brainwashed in a sense. And once me and him stopped seeing eye to eye, you know, that's when I seen that it wasn't me, it was him. I wasn't changing. He changed. And I started seeing certain things, you know, that I just didn't want to be a part of. Nothing like bad things, but it just wasn't the fit for me. Because I had so many people talking about me to him, making me to him appear to be like, Dada trying to take your spot. Dada trying to do this. Dada trying to do that, you know? And before I got caught inside of a situation, you know, where I got hurt, I just said, let me walk away. was one situation, and I was walking up the hotel hallway. We was out in Jersey, Boardwalk, New Jersey. You know, that was when he was finna fight, you know, Bocan Trail, you know, and that was on Elite XC. And I heard a group of guys in the room with him, and they were talking about, you got to watch Dada. You got to watch Dada. Dada will try to, they was poisoning me, you know, making me out to be. And I'm like, yo, I'm the only one of you motherfuckers in there that'll take a bullet for that dude. And y'all know it, so y'all got to separate the two. And he said something. He said, well, if y'all know that he's like that, then why would y'all bring that dude around me? And I'm like, bring that dude? You know me. You know that what they're saying is not me. But that's about the phase of the evolution. And, you know, I would shift around with him, you know, so forth like that. And I started seeing that the blows was coming a little harder. Let's go 40%, but now you're throwing 140. But I knew where it was coming from because I heard what I heard the day before. You see what I'm saying? Other than that, I would have been like, yo, what's going on? But because I knew what I heard and I see the actions off of that, I'm like, yo, no, we're not doing that. You know? And he's the star. You know? So I knew then I needed to start making my exit away from that. And when I told them that I'm done, when I got back to Miami, you know, they told me I was making the biggest mistake of my life, walking away from Kimbo Slice, you know. And I asked them to this day, I think I made the best decision, man. I made the best decision, you know. That's why you got to be your own person. You got to have your own mind, you know, free will thinking. You know, something don't feel right, you know what I'm saying? Man, listen, you have the choice to either stay, you know what I'm saying, or go your own way. And I went my own way and I did my own thing and it worked.
I think history has shown you walking away has been probably the best decision of your life. Would you say you're the best version of yourself at the moment?
Yes. Yes, I am, because I'm smart, I'm articulate, I'm charismatic, I have personality, and I have a great character. I'm a likable dude. I don't have to be the best. I just need to be the best liked or the most hated. Either way, I'm going to get the support. I'm going to get the views, you know? So it's like, hate it or love it, I can't lose.
Can't argue with that.
And when you look at BYB Extreme, when you look at Bare Knuckle, you know, the great team that we have over there, we just pioneered, you know, something that was so special coming from where it come from. The roots, stay true to your roots. The roots of the backyard, you know what I'm saying, goes miles deep into the earth's core. We cannot be moved, you know, and this will be around. Listen, when you look at bare knuckle, you know, fighting, I didn't invent it, you know, but I played the innovative role. So what I did was I took something that was already in existence, but, you know, I see Amarin 495, you know, coming up. That's the Stoneface TV guy, you know, and it's like, shout out to him, shout out to them. I took something, you know, that was already in existence, but I played the innovative role to it. I added depth, perception, color. I altered its appearance, you know. I made it something that the people is interested in. And I presented it to the world, and I caught the world's attention, almost like going fishing with good bait. And now that I caught him and I reeled him in, now it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Or, oh my God, this is brutal. Or, oh my God, is this really going on? You know, either way it goes, I'm gonna give you a melting pot full of emotions.
Just wondering, how did you and Kimbo, from, as you said, you had beef, used to not really seeing eye to eye, going from that to fighting each other in Bellator in 2016?
I told them, I said, hey, look, I will be large. and I'm not gonna have to do half the stuff that you're doing. I told this thing when he was alive. I said, you're doing all these fights, all this, and I said, listen, I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna still go that way. And that's exactly what I did, you know? And I want you to watch Dog Fight Round 2. When it come out, it's a lot of stuff inside there that's gonna make you say, wow, I didn't know that all transpired. You know, what you seen in the ring, it was what it was, but it was a lot of ingredients that went into that to get that outcome. A lot of people say it was unfavorable, or it was the worst fight in MMA history, and I'll tell you like this. When I said, have you ever seen a gorilla fight? You know, I bet you it ain't pretty, but it's effective. If you look at my fight with Cedric James, right, on the documentary at the Hard Rock, it was brutal. I finished him. Tim Pap, brutal. I finished him. No technique, no skill set like that, but I'm coming. So you mean to tell me I'm finishing everybody in the first round? He was going to be next. What happened? That I showed up and they say, oh, he was out of shape. Look at that movie when it comes out. I bust my ass for that because we all knew that Kimbo Slice, you know, he gets gashed really quick, you know, so he got to come out and take it out. So I said, if anything, I know I got to have great cardio so I could go the distance. And, you know, the fight turned out to be what it was under the conditions. You know, I off of everything that transpired, you know, this is how I know that these cats ain't like me. You know, I knew I was in trouble in the second round, and I said, either he's going to knock me out or I'm going to die in that ring. You know, and before I take a knee or before I quit, do what you got to do. I'm going out on my shield. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between me and a lot of other people. You know what I'm saying? They're going, oh my God, something is not right, and they're gonna bog down. They're gonna back out. Could you imagine if I would have took a knee? That would have killed my career anyway. You know, he beat him so bad he took a knee. No, you gotta finish me. Finish me. And guess what? 78 shots he thrown. I took 57 of 78. Research those numbers. He did not drop me once. I was dying in that ring. Every time I went to the ground, he scooped me and took me to the ground. But he got the hands, he got the skills, he got the experience. And I told people, I said, man, listen, somebody getting knocked out. Oh, Dada gonna run. Yeah, right. Run right to you. You know what I'm saying? So at
You're not Houston Alexander?
Huh?
I said, you're not Houston Alexander.
No, definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, I'm coming, and see, that's what people are gonna get. They're gonna get a show. And they're gonna get, you know what I'm saying, a version of Dada5000 that's second to none. Of course, everybody's getting knocked out that step inside the ring with me. That's just the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going after no titles. I'm not trying to be, you know, a world champion, not on my promotion, because it doesn't look right. You know, so that's for the other guys. I'm just coming back as a special attraction, main attraction, somebody, you know what I'm saying, who got that itch. And when you're a fighter, it's not like it's a light switch that you can just flip it off and turn it off, flip it on and turn it off. No, you know, it doesn't work like that, you know? So, you know, I just want to be a part of, you know what I'm saying, history, continuing history, you know, and putting on great events and shows that the people, you know what I'm saying, can enjoy. And if people get mad at that, then I don't know what to tell them, you know?
Seems like it's going to be the most entertaining comeback the world has ever seen. Do you think you're much better than you were fighting Kimbo right now than you will be coming in?
I'm even more motivated now, because it's like that fight was the fight, and a lot of light is going to be shared on that. Yeah, the light is coming 5 years later, but long as it comes. And it will come in the movie Dogfight Round 2. Now, as crazy as this sounds, but my opponent, he has no identity, because it doesn't matter who he is. When I see him, I'm not looking at him. I'm taking it back to 2016. You know, and it's like, of course, if Kimbo would have still been alive, we'd have had to have a rematch. We'd have had to. Had to. You know. So yeah, I feel a certain type of way, you know, and since I can't get him, then, you know, the next 4, 5, 6, 7 opponents will do. They're gonna get what he avoided, you know. So, well, what he, you know what I'm saying, survived, rather. Because yeah, look, I got took out on a stretcher, you know, in front of the world. He wasn't looking too good either, because we've both seen him fight a lot better as well. And they had to carry him out of the ring and get him a wheelchair and give him oxygen inside the back, you know? So neither one of us, let's say, was ourselves, you know? So I'm supercharged. I'm coming back. I don't think it's a heavyweight that want to get in the ring with me because they want to. They'll get in the ring because they know there's a big check that's attached to that. But I'm going to tell you, they're not going to enjoy spending it. They're not going to enjoy spending it, I can tell you that much. You know, I can tell you that much. You know, oh man, I'm just ready, man. They asked me, what do MMA stands for? I said, what do MMA stand for? They say, mixed martial arts. I said, you're wrong. Well, maybe you're right, because you guys were born on Earth, but I'm from another galaxy of a planet called Nebulon. And MMA on Nebulon stands for mass, mutilate, and annihilation. And that's exactly what I'm going to do to each and every one of my opponents. They're coming in thinking that they're a contestant. No, you're a victim. That's what you are. You're gonna be rendered a helpless victim. You know, you're gonna fight on that Saturday, and you're gonna be the first person in line that Monday to start your disability application. That's what's gonna happen to you. You see what you guys have started, man.
I think I speak for everyone going to be watching this at home. I think everyone will be excited for the return of Dada5000 after hearing that.
Just get the popcorn, you know, man, use the bathroom, you know. I will say this as a safety measurement, you know, have seatbelts installed in your chairs, you know, wherever you're going to be watching the fight at, you know, because it's going to be one wild ride, you know. And don't blink, because I'm coming. Listen, like the warriors of old, right? When you talk about most Romans, they were protected from the front, right? So as long as we're moving forward in battle, you're good. Because the person on your left protects your weak spot. The person on your right protects your other vulnerability and lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? So if you caught a knife or a spear to the back, you died as a coward because you were trying to retreat. So I don't move backwards in a fight. I'm coming forward. I was born with one gear, and that's forward. No reverse. No reverse. You know what I'm saying? No reverse. So I'm going to be applying that pressure all night long. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I got to get at least the next 3 people out of there in the first round. Because, you know, no one expected the Kimbo fight to go 3 rounds. Somebody's supposed to have got knocked out, you know what I'm saying, in the first opening seconds or minutes or whatever. So, you know, because of all of that, you know, the next 3 people got to go out, you know, and that's what I'm working towards, you know, combos, punches, and bunches, the hit, the hurt, you know. I hope the fans enjoy it, you know. as much as I enjoy getting prepared for it.
You've technically died and now you're reborn.
I'm a new person. Yes. Yes. Listen, just for the fans, I was going into cardiac arrest before the bell even started. Before I even walked to the ring, I was already having a heart attack. This is medically now, when they done the blood toxicology and stuff. You know, I was already having a heart attack, and I still went 3 rounds. These are facts. These are facts. My body started shutting down in stages. So first, I went into severe dehydration because of the potassium that was in my body. And once I went into severe dehydration, the second stage, I went into kidney failure, right? So now my kidneys is shutting down. The third stage, I went into rhabdomyolysis, right? So now that your body is shutting down, it's putting more and more work and pressure on your heart. So after everything hadn't shut down, the last thing to go is my heart. And when he swung, he missed me when I went to the ground. That was not a hit. And what's ironic is this, you know, I was taking those hits, but I was hitting him too. I wasn't 100%. I had him on the ground in the third round, I think, and he was on his knees, and I was tapping him. If I could have, shit would have been over then. You see? So at the end of the day, that happened like that for a reason. You know, I'm still here. You know, RIP to him. You know, but that was a fight that I was supposed to shock the world on. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, I got opportunity to come back out and continue, you know what I'm saying, putting in work, you know. And here's the thing, you know, I'm just not taking this journey on my own because, you know, I mention him every time Bare Knuckle come up because I got to give him his credit for the work that he's done. Unlike these other guys, you know? And that's the thing. So, you know, I paid my dues. He paid his dues. These other guys is like scavengers, you know, because they're coming up, you know, trying to snatch your kill, you know, or they'll wait for you, you know what I'm saying, to leave, and they'll just take and try to take claim like this is my stuff, you know, and that says a lot about them. You know, when you talk about, you know, integrity, when you talk about character, so forth like that, you know. Some people, you know what I'm saying, they just don't have it, you know. Even when I call their names, they know who they are, you know, the businessmen, so they're opportunists. But it's like when most of these individuals frowned on the same thing, and now you want to do it, it's like, come on, man. Where do they do that at? But kudos to everybody that want to get involved, you know, with this, because that's a tall order to handle. You're not rocking with the best. And I pull out my catalog, I pull out that resume, it's like a 17 scroll where it's rolled up and you got to pull it out. It stretches that long and it's full of accomplishments. So when people go to talking, it's like, hey, you see this? You know what I'm saying? Check any box that can identify with something on this that you've done. And then if they check it, you gotta prove that you actually did it. And that's where the conversation gets disconnected at.
Well, Dada,
smoke and mirror.
We're coming very, very close up to the hour mark, and I think if we don't cut it, we'll be here all night with you. So we have one more question I think all the fans will be very excited to hear. Can we get an indication as to how soon we're going to see the return of Dada5000?
Well, we have an event. May 15th. That's when I'm going to announce it. We have a title fight, you know, in July, you know, so I'll be on the next card. that's looking like, like September or so. But it's going to be everywhere because, it's going to be a big deal. I'm going to do a lot of training, put a lot of clips out there, for people to follow, the progress, etc. And by the time I step inside that ring, that mighty Trigon ring, the world is going to be tuned in and watching, I'm going to show them Black Star Power. I'm going to show them how you generate. I'm going to show them how you put butts in chairs. I'm going to show them how to create, a frenzy, full of emotions. Haters are welcome. There's plenty of room on board. We also got a plank, so they need to be careful of what they say, So, I'm looking forward to it, So look, subscribe to the YouTube channel at BYB Extreme, follow BYB Extreme, Facebook, Instagram. Also subscribe to the Real Dada5000 YouTube channel, the Real Dada5000, across the board on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And it's been a pleasure, guys.
We'll put everything in the description and anyway for you.
Huh?
We'll put everything in the description so everyone can, people can find you at all your. There we go again. There we go. Third time looking. Everyone will. There, right? You might get it out the fifth time. All your socials will be in the links down below. And anyway.
Hey, appreciate you guys, man.
Thanks, Dad, man. That's been absolutely class.
Thank you. Hey, how do I look on camera? My hair, my beard is, make me look good, guys. Make me look good.
We'll make you look great, Dada.
When you had the hat on, it was saying to myself, when I seen the cap on, it was saying, where's the big red mohawk on?
Yeah.
He's still there, yeah.
It's there. It's been fun, guys. Yeah. Thank you. I know
it's been an honor.
I'm glad we got a chance to get it out of the way today.
Thanks, man. It's been fantastic.
Yes.